And welcome back to KTN Friday Briefing. It's time to talk to our guest anchor this evening, NARC Kenya Party leader, Honorable Martha Karua, joining us here. A lot to talk about. If you want to engage and interact with us, the hashtag to use on Twitter is Friday Briefing, or you can text us. The number is 22155. Now, we'll start with a bit of politics because that's your forte. And having been a presidential candidate in 2013, the far that we've gotten with the Jubilee administration, how can you rate them?
I would give them D-.
Oh, okay.
I think that we have had serious challenges in security. We have had serious challenges with teachers, with workers, you know, strike and all those things.
Right.
We have had serious challenges with NGOs, with the media. I'm looking at all those things and I would give them a D-.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talking about one of the issues that has been, you know, a tough one for them, corruption.
Yeah.
If you were in their shoes, what is it that you would have done differently in some of the issues that we're seeing cropping up?
I think it's just about leading by example. If you talk tough and then behave differently, people read your body language. They watch your steps. But if you act the same way you speak, then those under you will do it differently. I had this experience when I was running the Ministry of Water, rolling out the water sector reforms. One of the things was improving governance in water, stopping the corruption and the cartels, and getting water services moving. And I know from that experience that all that ones need to do is to lead by example.
Right.
Actions must match the words. And that's what we've been saying to our president, that what you say is exactly what we Kenyans need to hear. Kindly match it with actions. Take action, because you are holding the highest office. You cannot be lamenting like we are lamenting.
Do you think that what he did last week, you know, with the kind of recommendations he was given by that private body, do you think that that was a step into the right direction in the fight against corruption?
I think so, because they are encouraging transparency and accountability. And I've seen the Jubilee government going through trial and error, getting CSs to resign, even sacking some of them. You can say those are moves that indicate some will to fight corruption. But then this must be matched in supporting the body that is leading Kenya in fighting corruption.
Right.
You cannot fight corruption when you are having a body that is limping. EACC minus the commissioners is not constituted properly. And I've this feeling or certainty that if anybody challenges the actions of EACC in a court of law, a court properly directing itself would find those actions null and void.
And talking about you know, the judiciary, now that you've brought it up, and the part that it has to play in the fight against corruption, do you think that they have been up to it, up to the task?
Yes and no, because we've got some very good decisions by the courts and timely action. Then on the other hand, we have had bad decisions and delays. But you can see now there is beginning to be a bit of coordination where the judiciary is saying, yes, we will play our role. We're going to set aside courts that will hear corruption cases on a day-to-day basis. But I think beyond that commitment, we need a sort of a speedy trial act that gives timelines within which criminal cases must be tried.
Right.
Because in this country, what we have is a circus. Accused persons with money spinning the court round and round endlessly, and the cases never ending. Witnesses die, documents disappear, the cases end up not being. But one very fundamental issue which makes me say that the government doesn't score highly with me. You cannot govern a country properly or fight corruption if you undermine the rule of law and constitutionalism. The Jubilee administration, wittingly or unwittingly, is undermining constitutionalism and the rule of law.
Why do you say
Take the cabinet nominees that were being vetted today in Parliament, they do not comply with the not more than 2/3 gender principle in the Constitution. For the principal secretaries, they're supposed to be competitively recruited. The Constitution has been ignored. If you ignore the supreme law of the land on such crucial issues, you undermine the rule of law. How then do you fight corruption? You're giving mixed signals. You want to fight corruption, and you're telling people the highest law in this country, the Constitution, you are telling people the laws of Kenya don't matter. We read that body language and know that you're not serious.
Do you think that the move that, the resignations that we're seeing and all these appointments and, this fight against corruption that we're seeing right now by the government is more of a political move as we move on to the 2017 elections?
I would very much want to believe they are serious, but we are reading mixed signals. So yes, one would be justified as thinking that it's more of a PR. And many have said this is a PR government. They talk very well. The policies on paper sound good. The actions are the opposite. If you look at the Jubilee Manifesto, for instance, I keep saying it had the best in terms of what they were going to offer the women of Kenya. A commitment to ensure that the rights and the gains women got in the Constitution are implemented faithfully. We are now going to the 4th year without the requisite law being passed to bring gender inclusivity in the Senate and in the National Assembly. And the actions we are seeing are actions that suggest we are rolling back gender gains. When it comes to devolution, yes, the Jubilee administration rolled out devolution. We've gone fine, there is no going back, but to utilize fully the summit, which is the Council of Governors plus the presidency represented by the Deputy President, they've been unable to utilize this channel to consult constantly with the governors, and we hear wrangles all the time. So one gets the impression that they're not fully committed to supporting devolution.
Therefore giving that score that you mentioned of a D minus.
D minus, yes.
All right, Mheshimiwa, I want to speak about a little bit about your political spheres. We head to the elections. A lot of people who, especially online, are asking, are we likely to see you on the ballot come 2017?
I'm a politician, I'm a leader of a political party, and yes, I still do nurse the ambition to serve Kenya in the capacity of its president. And yes, I'll be running.
You will be running for the 2017 elections?
A political party. The main object of having a political party is to capture political power in order to be able to govern using the principles of that political party.
But you have also been working very closely with Honorable Raila Odinga, especially with the Okoa Kenya.
And I will continue working closely. I'm unapologetically working with fellow opposition. But then I want to remind Kenyans that during the previous era, because Kenyans seem to have gotten confused during the Kibaki era because of forming a government of national unity and then a coalition government. During the years of Moi, the 10 years we were in opposition, we always worked together as the opposition after elections, and during elections each party went its own way. Even where parties have collaborated, parties have not dissolved. NARC Kenya is there to stay. NARC Kenya is not Martha Karua. And yes, we will work with the opposition parties. We will collaborate on matters of national importance, but we will also grow and strengthen our political parties. Yes.
So there's no merger in sight, no alliance in sight?
As of now, no.
Now, looking back at the 2013 elections, and now that you've said that you will definitely be on the ballot, what is it that you will do differently to get closer to clinching the power or clinching the power?
What I'll do differently, I'll apply lessons learned in the last campaign. I'm not about to roll out my plans here, but I will apply lessons learned and do whatever it takes to make sure that NARC Kenya bounces back and becomes a major factor in the Kenyan politics. And most of all, captures political power
All
for
right.
purposes of ensuring that we run the country in accordance with the rule of law. Yeah.
Right. I want us to move away from the
Yes.
politics and
Yes.
talk about what people probably do not know about Martha Karua, because the people see you and they see this, you know, the Iron Lady, like it says on our Super Bowl there.
Yeah.
But talking about your family, you mentioned the era that, you know, was quote unquote the dictatorial
Yeah.
era, and
Yeah.
that is the time that you were coming up.
Yeah.
And it had sort of different implications on how you raised your children. Maybe you can talk to us about being a mother in the political sphere. How have you been able to raise your kids being in active politics?
I raised them like any busy mother, because every mother, whether in politics, whether working as a farmer, as a business person, or in any other capacity, in a professional capacity, every mother is a very busy person,
Right.
even if they're just working around the home. And we learn to multitask because of necessity. And we are told necessity is the best teacher.
Right.
So I have multitasked, and I continue to multitask even today, because parenthood or motherhood is a full-time and lifelong job.
Right.
Even when your children are adults like mine, you still mind them. My mother, my father, who thank God are living, are still worried, minding me, telling me this is going this way. So I'm still juggling.
Right.
Yes.
And
Yes.
from what I've read and researched about you is that you're a very active grandmother.
Yes, I have 2 adorable grandchildren.
Right.
A daughter from my daughter and a son from my son. And there
How
isn't
perfect could
any
that be?
other great gift a person can ask than for God to enable them to see their grandchildren and interact with them. It's really something.
For many
Yeah.
people, inspiration comes from family members, children.
Yeah.
For you, what is the main place where you get your inspiration from?
I think also mainly from family, because right from when I was growing up, I drew inspiration from my mother, from my paternal grandmother. We were living in the same homestead, from my father, from the people around me. And as you grow bigger and you move into society, you also draw inspirations from other role models within the society.
Right.
And it is a continuous thing, because even today, there are world leaders who inspire. Just next door, President Magufuli of Tanzania is inspiring a lot of people, and he inspires me in what he is doing in his country.
So
President
if you were to change power
Kagame
right now, would you do some of the things that we're seeing him do?
Fight corruption in a determined way, yes. You don't have to replicate him exactly.
Yes.
But the determination he is showing to actually address the real issues affecting the people,
Right.
that is a source of inspiration.
Source
Yes.
of inspiration.
Yes.
And what does Martha Karua like doing on her free time?
I'm a very social being, interacting with people, with family, with friends, and also having fun. And I also do sports.
What sports?
Golf.
Oh, of course.
As one of them. I also swim once in a while.
Really?
Once in a while, yes.
You should call me one of these days when
And
you
I
go.
exercise, and part
And you
of the
exercise.
exercises I like is dancing, Zumba.
Really?
Zumba,
Oh,
yeah.
you
I
dance
love
Zumba.
dancing, and Zumba is my best exercise. Yes, yes.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food, African food. My favorite food is chapati and chicken.
I like that. Mine
Yes.
is ugali and skuma.
Yeah. I love ugali too, but chapati number
Chapati
one.
is the best.
Yes.
So I want us to do
Yes.
something, and I want us to proceed on and have you guest anchor for us, which is I think something that many
I'll
of us have
try.
been waiting for.
I'll try.
Let's go. I think you'll be really good at it. So
I'll
let's
try.
see how you.
Maybe that could be my next
I
profession.
think so. I
Yes.
think so. So what we'll do is we'll have you sit back here.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you.
And you can see the auto cue clearly. There. Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, great. So there is the auto cue. I want you to introduce yourself and then take it away and read the news for us. There you go.
Okay, I'm Martha Karua, the guest anchor today. Some Kenyans get quite angry when requested to submit to frisking by security officers before accessing certain areas. But once in a while, everyone gets to a point where you have no choice or power to avoid being searched. As our reporter Trix Ingard found out, Ethiopian officers leave no stone unturned when conducting security searches. Take a look.
Right. Okay, so you said you can attest to this kind of security scrutiny.
Yes. Anytime I've gone to Ethiopia, I've admired how thorough they are.
Do they do that to you?
Yes, we pass through the machines and if do it to everybody.
Yes.
But if for any reason the machines identify something, you will be frisked. And it happens even in European countries.
Right.
Yeah, it's
so
not
I think
something.
we need to improve the way we do it here in Kenya because it's just
Recently I had to remove my shoes because they made noise.
Oh.
Yeah, and you don't argue, you do it.
You do it.
And I don't mind even here in Kenya when our people follow the law and frisk you because they're making me safe.
They're making you,
Yes.
you even feel safer.
Yeah.
So I want us to take a short commercial break. You did so well actually in anchoring the news.
I can get the job.
You just needed to be, okay, the thing is you just needed to be, the speed, just a bit, increase it just a bit.
Wow.
But you know what, it's a first time.
Yeah.
I think if we are short of news anchors here at KTN, we'll give you a call.
Okay, I'll be
And
waiting.
before even I let you go, the election date now is set.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with that? Are you ready to roll?
I'm happy with the election date because that's what the Constitution says. But the IEBC must know, and I know deep down they know, that a lot of Kenyans don't have confidence in them. They must start building confidence, getting all the political parties to sit with them, go through what reforms need to be done, which must be done within the next 6 months of next year. After June 2016, the election fever will start getting so high. So this is the time to do those things.
Right.
And this is a wake-up call, not just for IEBC, for us as political parties, for the executive, for everybody in the chain that provides support for elections.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Honorable Martha Karua, Kenya Party leader, saying that she's just not done yet. And she has confirmed 2017 she will be on the ballot, and we'll be right here to cover you on that. Thank you so much. And we want to take a short commercial break. Don't go, our business is coming up next. And also, Willis the Word Master is going to be joining us shortly from Kisumu County. And you definitely want to listen to tonight's Mind Your Language lesson. Stay with us.